with you.
Yes, please, let's see it.
One second.
Okay. I'm sorry, it was taking like 30 minutes. You said you said about leaving by 8:30.
Yeah.
So
I
that
mean,
should be
one,
two. That should be
one, yeah.
1:30, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I have to leave.
Okay. Don't worry, we'll meet up. I want us to finish. Just let's go through this first. We'll meet up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that's my screen. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So number one, just want some variable area. Number two, number two is just checking data type. And number three, four is I just print the expression.
Okay. Let me see that number 3 again. The equation.
Let me
Declare one
actually just,
variable of each type data. Okay. 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 Let me see the. Okay. 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 That's good.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. So
Then,
see. Yeah, it's good enough. It's clear. It's correct. Everything is okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I forgot something. How can I
yeah,
turn my terminal to go down here again? I think I know you say I come here.
no, not there. After the 3 dots.
Right here.
No, not there. The after terminal, yeah, right there.
Oh,
So
okay.
panel position, yeah. So before we continue, okay, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Can you copy this line? Go to line 41. Copy line 40 and 41. I'll paste on the chat box.
41. Okay.
It's 40, 41. Yeah, paste on the chat box. Then let me share my screen. You can let me share my screen.
All right.
So before we go into today's class now, let me before doing that, you can see the way I set up my file structure. So this was class 1 and this is class 2. So in
Okay.
case you want to set it up like this, so class 1, class 2.
Week 1, class 1.
We have to try and finish class 2 and class 3 today.
Wait. Did you have week 1, class 1, class 2?
Yes. Okay, let me
Okay.
see. Hold on, let me see. I don't think I have that. Okay, yes, week 1, then class 1, class 2, yeah.
Okay. I think I have the same structure.
Okay.
So class 1, what I did is that I did class 1 notes, class note 1. I will do class note 2. When you send me to this, then I will say class note 2.
Okay. That's good too. That's good too. So I want us to finish this today.
Okay.
So that if we meet again, this ones won't take our time. I think from here,
Mhm.
once we are done with in Python, once we are done with this, I like the way you set this up. Once we're done with week 1 and week 2, everything is
Mhm.
just obviously everything is just moving fastly because this is the main, this is the basics of Python, week
Mm-hmm.
1 to week 2,
Mm-hmm.
right? The major advanced concept with Python is just this week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So this week 3, that's major advanced concept. All this, we don't use this like often, but we still learn it. We use
Okay.
this. You don't need like, you don't need to understand like into details. It's good, but it's not like something that you would use often, right? Most of them are already created for you to just use. The same thing with this. So once we are done with that, we are done. We'll move. It's nothing much again. And I'm sorry about last Thursday. I set up my system, everything,
Yeah, go.
waiting for 11:30. For 11:15, I was sitting down looking at
Yeah.
my computer. Before I know, I slept off.
Yeah.
I woke up by 12. Saw your messages,
Yeah, I just decided to let you sleep
right?
because
So
if you don't sleep, you will not be okay. So
I slept off.
if you sleep and wake up,
It's
it's bad.
that time is 11:30 is too late. You
Mm-hmm.
get after the whole day. So I was just tired at start Thursday. But don't worry, next week will be different. I will not prepare.
Maybe next week, let's try to start at 6. I mean, that's it now. So we are starting at 6 normally. Maybe we'll do 5:30 to see if that would be better.
That is 6 p.m. my time.
6 p.m. your time is difficult because that would be like 2 p.m., right? Maybe we
Yeah.
can do
Okay,
that.
okay. So
Yeah, maybe we
how,
can do that. Maybe it's on
is
Thursday, yes.
is that
Let's
okay
try
with you?
that. Yeah, let's
Eh,
try that.
okay.
I think we can communicate,
Okay, better.
because that day
Uh,
actually, I think I was free. No, I wasn't free that day actually because I went to work. It was on Tuesday that I was free because I work from home.
okay. No problem. By Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll let you know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's roll on to today's class now.
Okay. So I wanted to show you something. This the way you printed out your string.
Mm-hmm.
This is your print statement. Can you see my screen?
I'm saying,
So the way you printed out this, right, it's okay, but there is a much easier way to do this. Or
mm-hmm.
should I say a much prettier way? Let me see something. Okay. See something. Hmm? Hmm. Right. So look at this, right? So you printed bool, string, and then the type, right?
Yeah.
Bool, string. So is it a string? Yes, it's true. Okay, you printed that this bush is true, and then the class is the type is bool. Bool. This is the type bool, right? Boolean.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a much cleaner way to do this in Python using what they call the F string, right? So you don't have to
Okay.
you don't have to concatenate like this using the plus sign. This is
Okay.
like string concatenation.
Red string.
Yeah. So there is what they call string formatting. Right? That is
Mm-hmm.
basically using F string. So using F string, using F strings to format strings So F string is basically you put F in front here, right?
Mhm.
Which means you don't need the plus anymore. This is gone. One. Obviously, no more plus again. This is gone. So can I leave this? Then this bool is a variable, right? This is a variable. Are you still there?
I'm with you.
So this is a variable. So since it's a variable, you put it in a curly
Equally.
bracket.
Okay.
Yes, like
So you don't
this.
need the string anymore.
You don't need the plus anymore.
You don't need the string too. That
This,
string, I only needed that string because I was concatenating. You know, you can only concatenate string with string. You get my point?
come again. Okay, yes, yes. Yeah. You don't need string anymore. Right. Thank you. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. So type of why is it giving me error? This should be double.
Yeah.
So let's run this. See the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but type should not be giving me two. It's because of I'm putting out this. So
No, type where it's not in poly brace. You get it? It's not recognizing bool1 as a variable, I think. So I think that should be in poly brace too. No, no. Okay, yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're catching it. Good. Yeah, exactly. So this is a much Pythonic way of um, playing with strings.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So moving forward, let's be using this. So if I say name is equals to day Wale, right? I have two options. I can say print my name is then I will use a plus, right? This will have this. Then come here and say plus. My name is plus. I will now put name, right? If I print this now, I'll have my name is Adewale. Put space here. See, this is one way. Then there's another way of doing this, which is using the F strings, right? So I put F in front here. My name is remove the plus exactly.
Decorate that one. Oh, some.
Very good. Like this. My name is Adewale. The same thing, but you see, this is much neater. It's
Mhm.
why this is neater is if you have more things to print out, right? You start using plus, so it gets the code gets
Party.
faulty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a much Pythonic and cleaner way to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and you would see it when you're working with a much advanced uh, concepts. Like when you're working on OOP, object-oriented programming, you will understand why this is important. Or even web dev. When we go into web dev, this is a much cleaner way. I just wanted to bring that up. We'll
Yeah.
continue. All right, so let's quickly go into our when now to control flow, right? Control flow.
We are learning control flow. Is that
Yes.
we're learning today?
Yes. So I believe by now for the class one, everything is clear now. Is there anything we should touch before we continue?
Let's just keep on going.
Okay. All right. Control flow. All right. So basically, control flow is what we know as control. You want to direct things, right? So it's a program that decides what to do next, right? For
Mm.
example, now what we are doing now, we know that by 11:30 we'll start our class, right? From by my own time. After 11:30, what do I do next? I have to put on my VS Code. I have to set up my environment. So all these are step-by-step um, processes I have to follow. If it's not 11:30, I won't be putting on my VS Code to set up for the class. Right. So one situation leads to another situation. That situation leads to another situation. Right. Without us having this class, I can't give you an assignment. Right? I can't give you an assignment without us having this class. So we have the class first, then an assignment. So all these are like control flows. So an example I gave here is if it's raining, right, I'll use an umbrella. Otherwise, if it's not raining, I won't use an umbrella. Right? This is like a control statement.
Something happened before the next.
Exactly. For example, if you can say, if I don't have this class, I won't do the assignment. Otherwise, I will do the assignment. Right? So that is like a control statement. And they are also based on conditions too. And they depend on conditions. So without one thing, you can't have another thing. Right? If it's not raining, you will use an umbrella. Otherwise, you use an umbrella. So in Python, we use conditional statements and logical conditions to do this. Right? Note that we use conditional statements and then we use logical conditions to do this. So we'll look at each of them one by one. We'll look at the conditional statements first, and then we'll look at the logical conditions. So in Python, for control flow, we use two things. Conditional statements, one. The next is logical conditions, two.
Yeah.
So for conditional statements, we have the if statement. The if statement. If statement. If statement. Right. So it's basically what I just said now. If a certain condition is met, right, do something. Else, if another condition is met, do something. Else, if all these conditions are not really met, just do this. Just come back to this. Does that make sense, or should I continue?
It does.
It does, right?
It
So
does.
if something happens, do something. Otherwise, if that does not happen and something else happens, do this. Otherwise, if all of this did not happen, just go ahead and just do this, right? So for an example now, you have a class of 10 students, right? And you say if any student scores above 80, right? Give them an A. Give them an A. If another set of students score from 70 to 79, give them a B. Otherwise, if nobody score between these two grades, A and B, just give them an F. Just give them a F. Right? So the first condition is those that score above 80, give them an A. Else, if they score between 70 to 79, give them a B. Otherwise, just give them the F. Right? That is this if statement. That's clear, right?
Yeah. So what happened? Can you write that statement without declaring X? I've never thought about that.
Yes, you
Like
can.
what I mean, if you just write if this and you don't close it, what's going to happen in that situation? You just default to what?
We can do that actually. It doesn't default to anything. You don't get anything.
You just stop.
Let's
Right?
let's try it. Let's try it. You can try things. That's why we're doing this. Try it. So I'll leave this. I'll come back to this. So let me just remove all this. Right? Let me remove this. Remove the comments. So we have this age equals to 18, right? This is like a variable, vertical variable. So if age is less than 18, we have to print what? You are a minor, right? Got it.
So if it is not changed to like 30.
Yes. So look at this now. If I print this out, what will be the output?
Yeah, minor.
Yeah, minor. So let's see. let me clear my print.
It's not coming out.
Supposed to come up.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Is it not somewhere around, right?
It's not.
Okay, write something else, like just a print statement above it. Above it. Yeah. Put it before example. So that we like line 21 or something. Yeah.
Print page. Nope.
Uh-huh. If it doesn't run, then something else is wrong.
There is likely from the code. Hold on. Why is this coming?
Did you run already?
No, hold on.
Or you see printing somewhere else?
No, I need to. I'm coming.
Mhm.
This is okay. It's working. So it's from the line of code.
Okay.
See, it's 18. So it's
Yeah.
working. Hold on. Let me clear my terminal.
So why is it if not working? That's strange.
Oh, yeah. So it's not going to work. Tell me why, please. Let's start with that. It's not going to work actually
Because of the else statement, I guess.
because of the.
Else, else, right? The closing part of a conditional statement. So if you add else, print, you're a
No,
minor. You're not a minor. Maybe that's
so,
going to make it work.
you know. So we said conditional statement depends on another. It depends on a condition, right? So a condition has to
Oh,
be
it's what you
met.
say is equal to 18.
Exactly. So
It's not less
if
than 18, so it's not
so
supposed to
if
print anything.
yeah, nothing. So if we put 17 here,
Yeah, it should work
right?
now.
Yeah, minor
Yeah,
print,
I get
right?
you.
Yeah. So that's why.
That's a
So
good trick. I mean,
a,
that's a trick. That's a good tricky one.
a condition has to be met first before
Mhm.
it works, right?
That's
So
correct.
yeah. So this age is 18. So let's try. Yeah. So you see, it works actually. So
Mhm.
it works even without putting an else statement,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah. I've never checked
And
that before.
yeah. And funny enough, I think you can put multiple if statements. So you can put multiple if statements. If age is less than 18, multiple if statements.
Without closing it.
Yes, without using the else, L if,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yes, but it's much cleaner and it's much of a cleaner Pythonic way of coding to use L if and not multiple if
Yeah,
like
this is a lazy way of doing things. Let's say you just want
exactly
to check one condition and that's it.
Exactly. So just use the else if. But I just want to show that it's possible actually. There are some situations where you have to do it. So you want to inside an if statement, use an if statement, that kind of a thing. So maybe we'll come to that. So let's use our example now. Yeah. So we have an example here. So let's say someone wants to go to the cinema, right? And they say that only people above 18 can watch that particular movie, right? So you have a computer software that checks age. So when you put the person's age, or maybe it scans the person's ID card, right? Right, and you get, or maybe fingerprints. They have a database of exactly. So once you put your fingerprints and it checks your date of birth, if it's less than 18, it points out you are a minor. If it's equal to 18, it says what you are just an adult. Else, just print out you are an adult. Right? Now, let's do this first, and I'll show you something. So in this our situation, it checks the first condition, right? Is age less than 18? No, it's not. So does it print this?
Is he going to what?
So I'm going through the condition one by one. The first condition is if age is less than 18, print this, right? In our case,
nothing happens.
exactly, because age is not less than 18. So the first condition is not met. We'll go to the next condition. Else, if age is equals to 18, so is age equals to 18? Yes. So what happens? It prints out you are just an adult, right? Then else, so if assuming this condition was not met, this second condition, right? Then it will print out you are an adult. This is what I mean. So the first condition was not met, so this was not printed out, right? The second condition was met, so this was printed out. So since this was printed out, this will not print. This is like a default output if every other condition fails, right? So default output. So assuming here I wrote if age is equals to 15, right? So let's see what the output is. I hope you can see my terminal clearly.
I'm with you.
Okay, so let's see what the output is. See, you are an adult. Let me put here default response. It prints out
it's good.
It prints out the default response. You are an adult because all the conditions have not been met. Is that clear enough? Is that okay?
Yeah, it is.
All right. So that's basically all about the if statement. So you have a condition, you have another condition, you can have multiple conditions. And if all of this, whenever a condition is met, all other conditions just stop. You don't worry about them again. So assuming this condition was met, this first if was met, right? All of these conditions will not get an output. Is that clear? So it keeps on checking for each condition until once one is met. So if we had right, so if this, bring this, else if. Now assuming this condition was met, So it comes here, it checks here. It did not meet the condition. It did not meet. It did not meet. And this one met, right? The moment this one has meet up with the condition, all of this is not printed out again. So it doesn't check for any of this anymore.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So that is it for the first part of control flow. That is conditional statements using if statements. The next thing is logical conditions. All right. So look at this. So we have three logical conditions, right? And, or, and not. And, or, and not. And, or, and not, right? So what and means is both conditions must be true. Remember that logical conditions is used to combine multiple conditions, right? In this our case now, for the conditional statement, is just one condition first, another condition, right? You're checking condition, individual conditions separately. So it checks for this first one, comes to the next one, checks for this one. Then if these two, nothing passes, then it just prints this out as a default. Is that clear?
Yep.
So, but with the logic, it can combine two conditions together. So you're not doing them separately. You can combine them, right? So we use three of them: the and, the or, and not. So for the and, both conditions must be true. Both of the conditions must be true. Then for the or statement, only one condition can be true for you to get an output. Then for the not, it just reverses the condition. So it's either it's true or it's false. Hold on, let me take it too much. Let me just write in the code. So you want to go to a bar, right? And obviously you get to take in a bar, right?
I'm with you.
So the age is 18. It's a fixed age. You also need to have an ID, right, to identify that you're actually that 18 years old, right? So as ID, say it's true. So if your age and if age is equals to 18 and has ID, right? We're going to print you can have a drink. Else, if age is less than 18 and you still have ID, has ID, right?
Yes,
Means,
if age less than 18 and has ID.
yes.
So you don't have to say and has ID equals to true. You just say has ID.
You know why this is because we've already made it true here.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever it sees this, it just assumes it's this. This is like the variable. I just
Oh,
assign
okay.
this. So it's basically
Can I do
it,
the same for age then and say an age?
so you're saying if age is equals to age.
No. What I'm saying is that let's assume I have another thing that say and another variable that say what age. They say grade. Grade is 10. So if I
Okay.
want to add the third condition, I can say and grade. Then we assume that grade is 10, right?
I don't think I'm getting you clearly.
So
Can you
let's say,
can you put it in the chat box? Type it in the chat box. Let me see.
let me see.
Yeah.
So, so I'm saying that let's say we have three variable age equals to 18, and then we have another variable as ID equals to true, and then I have another variable that say your grade equals to 80. So if I write if uh, age equals to 18, and I say if age less than 18 and has ID and grade. Can I write that something like that? Without
Let me see.
say a grade equals to 80, will you automatically assume that grade is also equals to 80? Look
Let's
at it.
let's
Is it
try
the
it out.
last one, last statement, right?
Let's try it out. So you mean this, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So age is equals to 18, as I is 2, grade is equals to 80, right? So you're saying
Yeah.
if age is equals to 18,
Print something. You have to print something first.
print something,
Mhm.
right?
And then
Else, if
else,
age is
then
equals to 18
and
and
as
has
ID,
ID
and as
and
grade,
grade,
and grade, then
uh,
print.
okay,
If grade is 80, will it take it like grade
I get
equals to
I get what you're saying now. Hold on, I get what you're saying now. So you don't you use this, you use this. Okay, you know what? Let's try let's try something out. But this won't work. This couldn't work. So I will format the code. This won't work. Okay, we can leave this first one. Because you use this for mostly Boolean statements.
Okay.
But let's try it. Let's not use ID, let's use grade. Like this. So if age is less than 18 and equals to and grade. But you know, but mere reading this, it doesn't really say much, honestly.
I just want to see whether the logic of as ID will work any other variable. Because it's just a container, and then that grade now represents 80 logically, right?
Yeah, but it's not a Boolean statement. You
Let's
know.
try it.
Okay,
It's a print yes, it works. Um,
say something.
okay, yeah, you made that already. So try to change that condition. Say not equals to if age is not equal to 18, so that the next can run.
If age is okay, this
Mhm.
play this works.
It works too. Okay.
But we are not doing anything here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just checking
But
that grade is 80. Yeah.
yes,
It's
that's
logically
it.
not. It doesn't make sense anyway.
Yes,
I just wanted to see. Like,
and
I don't see this use case for it.
let's do this now. Doesn't work anymore.
Because it doesn't work on non-data type.
It doesn't work because if I put an empty, it should work. It should work. It doesn't work. What is happening here is that we are saying grade is not empty, like it contains a value.
So I think it's resolving everything to Boolean. And say, okay,
Yes,
is there something in it? Yes or no? Okay. It's not
exactly.
like saying, oh, this is 80, or it means 80, it
No,
means 90.
so it's
It's
not
true, it's
it's
Boolean.
not
Okay.
yes, it's not using the value you give to it. It's not using 80. It's just checking if there's something in there or there's nothing in there.
Okay. So you resolve to Boolean. Okay, great.
Yes.
That's a good one. I forgot.
So I wanted to point out something too. So understand that control flow is all about true or false.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea. Is it true or is it false? Right. So
Okay.
when we checked for is age less than 18, is the computer is asking itself, is it true or is it false? If it's true, print this out. If it's false, go to the next condition.
Okay.
It asks again. So this else if is it true, is it false? If it's true, print this out. If it's false, go to the next condition.
Okay.
Right? So it's the same thing that's happening here. So in this case, we just assign true to this. So when it comes here and it asks itself, let me remove this. So we're working on something. Working on something. So for this now, it checks age is equals to 18, has age is equal to 2, right? So yeah, it asks itself, is age, if age is equals to 18 and has ID, right? So it's asking itself, if age is equals to 18, this is the first condition, right? So
Uh-huh.
is this true? Yes, it's true, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first condition. It's true. It notes true down. And has ID, is it true or false? It is true.
Okay. So everything resolved to Boolean. Yeah.
Yes. So if condition is all about true or false. So that's why. So you can't use this for this data type. It will only check if it's empty or not. It doesn't use the value 18 for anything. That's
Mhm.
clear, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's clear.
good. So this now it checks, is it age is equal to 18? Is it true? Yes. As ID, is it true? Yes. So I just want to print out do all this. So if age is less than 18 and then you also have an ID, print. So what do we, okay, so look at this first condition now, right? If age is equals to 18, is it true? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So is this true, this first condition?
Yeah, it's true.
So what about this second condition?
It's true too.
So we have true and we have two, yes?
Uh-huh.
And then we know that if both condition is true, and we're using an AND statement, the output
Yeah.
will be the output
The
will be
display. And that.
displayed exactly to the output. We have an output. The output is true, so we have an output, right? So
Mhm.
for AND statement, all of the conditions must be met. All of this must be met. This must be met. If you have multiple, all of them must be met before you can have an output. The same thing with this, right? So else, if now look at this now, is age less than 18? Sorry,
I said, no.
no. So it's false. But has ID is true. So we have false and true. In this case,
Yeah.
nothing will be printed out.
Don't
This
have
will
both
be
conditions.
yes. Huh?
I said because you don't have both conditions to be true.
True, exactly. This will not be printed out. Right? Or let's do this way. You can go in, but give me a bribe. Obviously, that's something like Luigi. So look at this now. right? So let's print something as else. What will be, just playing around there. What will be, okay, so let's see. So if we run this code, which of these blocks do you think will run? First, second, or third block?
Yeah.
If we run this code, which of the block do you think will run? This first block, this second block, or this third block? This third code block?
What's the one we're on?
What's our
None of
block?
them. None of them
Exactly.
were on.
Okay,
Again.
so just the first one will give us an output, right?
Yeah, and then the rest stops.
Exactly. And know that when you're working with if statement, this is like a code block. This is a code block. We call it a code block.
Mhm.
This is a code block. So
Okay.
we can have multiple statements under it. All of them are, we can have all statements like this. So all of these are all code blocks. Just note that. When you're doing function, we'll see that. So if I run this, I only have, you can have a drink, correct? Just this first code block prints out, right? So the rest doesn't print out. Now, this is for the AND statement. I believe it's clear now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Good. Now, let's assume we change this to an OR. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you check this statement and this runs, this is correct, two, this two, we print this. If it checks this now, this is two, this is
Oh,
false,
this is four,
but
but that
this
one is
is true.
true.
Now, all states that you just need just one to be true. You don't need both, just one. Well, as long as
Yeah.
one is true, you will get
Mm-hmm.
an output,
That's right.
right? So if we run this now,
Did you make the first one not to be true?
oh, okay, yeah.
If you don't, then.
Remember, I said once one works, the other just stop working.
Mhm.
That's a good catch. So this, you can still bring this, just bring it down here. Make this an else if, then this if, right?
Yeah.
So if you run this, you get, you can go in, but give me a bribe. See, use the or statement. You can go in, but give me a bribe.
Because
That's
one
clear.
condition is true.
Yes, exactly. You just need one to be true. You don't need both to be true. Just as long as one is true, it runs.
Okay.
That is clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, for the not statement is you can use not statement literally anywhere. I can come here and say uh so you know that not statement basically it negates. So if something is true, once I put not statement in front of it, it becomes false,
Mm-hmm.
right? So once I put not statement in front of, so look at it now. If age is less than 18, is false, right?
That's
This is
correct.
false. Or and I said not has ID. I'm saying not has ID means if this has ID is true, it should
Then
now become false.
false.
So now
Yes.
what you're having here is false. This first one is false. This second one is now also false. And since both are false, this will not run.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes. Now what now runs now? This second line of code, because this is true. Remember, has ID age equal to 18, has ID is equal to 2. So if you check this now, you can have a drink. Result comes up. Did I go over that again?
I'm with you.
Okay. So that is basically not just negates. It just negates, right? So there's another symbol. Let me see if it works like this. Okay, it doesn't work with this. So you use the actual statement. That's ID. So for the not statement, you can actually use this not statement 1, or you can use this sign,
Okay.
right? But you only use this sign when you're dealing with symbols, these symbols, when you're dealing with symbols, not with statements like this. So for this kind of statement like this now, I have to use not. I can't use this symbol. You get?
Mm.
But for this, I can use this symbol. It's supposed to work, but it's not.
I mean, not greater than is great. I mean, not
Oh
less
yeah,
than is
yeah,
greater
yeah, yeah,
than.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 So look at this now. So if age, so remember initially it was if age is equals to 18, right?
Mhm.
And has ID. So if I say if age is not equals to 18 and has ID, right? This is false, right? And this is true. So this will not run, right? So what happens? Let's run this. No, only the first one will run. Oh, this. Hold on a bit. I don't like this popping up on my. How do I? This is distracting. Okay. You can go in, but give me a bribe. So let me move this. If I run this, you what will be. So this is false. So it does not print out because this is already false and this is true. Any question so far if I continue?
I'm with you.
Okay. All right, so they give an example here. I have an example here. I think we've already done this, so I don't really think we need this. But let's still check it out. All right, is it raining? Yes, it's raining, true. Do you have an umbrella? No, I don't have an umbrella, false, right? So you write a
Mhm.
condition. If it is raining, true, and not has umbrella, what does this do now? It changes what to what?
Changes. If it's raining, yeah,
Mm,
and not has umbrella, so true, and then true again.
exactly. Because this not changes it from false. You know it's false here before.
Yeah, it's raining and it has umbrella.
Yeah, so it changes it from false to true. It just negates what was there before,
Mhm.
right? So you will get wet if you print this out. You will get wet.
True.
So assuming this not was not there, what do we get?
Yeah, you won't print.
Nothing comes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's understood, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. The next is nested conditions. This is what I was saying before. You can put an if statement inside an if statement. They call it nested conditions. Right. So I think I did this in this. So this is a code. This is a code block, right? So age, Zara's age, Bobby's Bobby age. His age is 20, right? Does he have a ticket? True, which means yes, he has a ticket. right? Oh, let me just use age. I don't know why myself a bit. So I'll cancel this. Okay. So age 20 has ticket 2, right? So the person's age is 20, the person also has a ticket. Now, the first condition is this. If if age is greater than or equals to 18. Did we talk about this? I think we did.
Fine. I know that.
Okay, then I think we didn't. But you should know this. You should know this, right?
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
yeah. Good. So if age is greater than or equals to 18,
Mhm.
right? You are not saying if this condition is true, if this
Mhm.
is true, then enter this code block, and
Mhm.
start checking for this. Now the first condition is this person's age above 18? Yes, so it's above 18. Okay. Now check. Does this person has a ticket?
Yeah.
Right? Now they say yes, so he has a ticket because it's true. Okay. Since he has a ticket, print you can enter. Otherwise, just print you need a ticket. Right? Now, if this whole condition is not met, right? Just print,
Mhm.
which means if it fails from this first condition, just print you are too young. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Good. But you see, there's a simpler way to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
By using what
Nested if.
makes sense. No, like we can simplify this particular line of code.
Mhm.
What can we use?
So if age is greater than or equal to 18, if has ticket, you can enter. Else you need a ticket. You're too young. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
If has ticket, so to make that shorter. If not, mm, I don't know to be honest.
So we can use our normal logical combinations, these logical conditions. So instead of, I will explain why sometimes you do it this way and why this is actually a simpler way. So look at this now. Let me just bring this down again. I'll show you why sometimes we do this way and why we do this way sometimes. Let me comment this out. Let me bring this up here. So right, so look at this now. I can say if age is greater than or equal to 18 and has
Oh.
has tickets,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I will just print you can enter.
Okay.
You can enter. See, I've simplified the code, right? But now, the reason why sometimes you might not want to do this and you want to do this is because okay, hold on. Let me leave this. So look at this and then look at this. Now, with this now, after I've checked for the person's age and checked that the person has a ticket and say the ticket you can enter, if this particular condition is false, this has ticket is false, and the person has a
Mm-hmm.
ticket, with this nested conditional statement, I
So,
cannot tell the person to go and get a ticket. But
mm-hmm.
coming to this place now, right? I
You can
can't
just give everybody the same message.
exactly, right? So this gives me more flexibility. This restricts me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Shorten
get?
time for building, but
Huh?
then I say you reduce the time for writing the code.
Yes, writing the code. But if I want every condition to give its own message, then I have to do this,
Yeah.
right? So I have to
I
do
get.
this. if age, if has ticket, print this, else print the ticket. But this just restricts me to giving everybody the same message. So that's clear, right?
Or to perform a different operation on each person.
Exactly, exactly. So let's say I have another condition that says what condition should we use now? Age, ticket. Are you with a parent? Right? Guardian. False. Or let's make it true. Hmm? No, let's make here 6. Since you know you can't, you need to be above 18 to, like, if you are, let's say 13, you need a guardian, right? To at least go to the movies or something. You can't just go there alone. If you're 6, let's make it 6 or 8. You need an adult with you. So if age is, let's use less than or equals to 18, right? So if it's less than or equals to 18, obviously it first checks now. Do you have a ticket? Right? Now,
Yeah.
this is true, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but now, after I check for this, I also want to check if, right? If has guardian. Let me make it has guardian. If has guardian. If it has guardian, I will print you can enter. So first I checked for age, then I checked for has ticket, has guardian, right? Now, if you don't have okay, okay. It comes here, it should be here. Yeah, yeah. Else, print, you need the ticket. So if age is less than or equal to 18, this is true. Next, we check for each person has a ticket. This is true. Does it have a guardian? This is true. Then print this out. Else, you need a ticket. You can enter. Because all this is true. But then I want to do something. If if no, this should come here. This is a very it's two nested if it's nested twice. Okay. All right. So see what we'll do now. You're still following me, right?
How would you?
All right. So, but I hope you're getting what I'm doing here. If I explain.
Yeah, I'm with
All
you.
right. So let's go with this logic from the very top. So I said if age is 18, right? Less than 18. Less than 18. If
Check
this is
check
true,
if he has tickets.
exactly. If they
And if
have a
he has
ticket,
ticket, then check if he
check
has
if they have a
guardian.
guardian. If they have a guardian, then I tell them they can enter, right?
Yeah.
But if there's no guardian, tell
Then say
them
you need
you
a
need a
guardian.
guardian.
If there
Now,
is no ticket, tell them you
ticket,
need
tell
a
them you
ticket.
need a ticket. So let
Then
us
if they are greater than 18, then say you are, I mean,
you are
yeah, too old.
too old. But let's, you know what, let's try to negate these inside ones.
If not
Let's
has
let's
ticket,
Yes. So
If not our ticket, then
if
go.
not as
Can you
ticket,
leave this one? I like it. No, wait, don't change this one yet. Just copy another one. Copy the entire code there. Let's start a new one and then
okay.
comment that one out.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do this one, the next one.
Let's
No. Okay.
so
Yeah.
I will leave
So,
it. Okay. Let's negate this.
mhm.
So what
If
I'll
not,
have to do,
if you don't have ticket, then you have to go enter. I mean, go. You need a ticket.
so it leaves all this and just comes out and plain this, right?
Mhm.
So let's
Mhm.
see, you need a ticket. See?
Yeah.
So let's say we don't negate this, but we negate this. What happens?
You need a
It comes
guardian.
and checks, it prints in the guardian. So let's check. You need a guardian. This should be clear, right? This is good.
So if not as a guardian, you need a guardian.
You need a guardian. So that's clear, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
basically
The same
nested,
thing.
the same thing. This nested if.
Mhm.
This nested if.
Yeah.
All right. So let me comment. So this is clear enough, right?
That's good.
All right. All right. The next is comparison operators and Boolean expressions. This return true or false, right? Let's see. So we are saying print 5 is greater than 3. Okay, this is that comparison operator that I was asking if we talk about it. I forgot. It's actually, oh, it's there, it's there. I was moving ahead of myself. So this is the last thing for class 2. So we're done with class 2. So basically, it's just checking for greater than, less than, equals to, greater than or equal to, less than or equals to. I know for sure that you know that, right?
Mhm.
So we won't spend time on that. It's just basic comparison. Equals to, this is not equals to, less than or equals to. So that is basically it. All right. We move straight to the next class.
But
Loops
wait,
and
let me
yes,
ask you one question. Is there
please.
triple equal to in Python? I know it's available in
In
uh,
JavaScript.
what is the difference between a if a equals to 2 uh, compared to a equals to, is there something like that?
There's nothing like that in Python, to be very,
Okay.
yes, nothing
So
like that.
so that's just checking. I think in JavaScript, one is checking the condition, and then the other one is
Checking
checking
for equality.
equality. No, equality is equal equals. Then the
Uh-huh.
condition is triple equal, something like that. I can't remember.
For JavaScript,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's true. I remember.
So
So one is
what's
just
what?
lose equality, it checks if the values are the same after converting them to the same data type if necessary.
Okay. Okay.
But next one
Okay.
checks if the values are the same and if the types are also the same.
Same.
So,
Okay.
so this one, I think it tries to convert. So look at this now. 5 is equals to 5, right? If you do this in Python, it will tell you false.
Hmm.
This false will tell you false. But if you use just double equals to, it converts this one to, let's say, number.
The
Then
same
gives
thing.
you 2. Then give you 2. But this one would is very strict to just give you false.
It will make sure that it's just whatever data type is there is convert. I mean, it's not converting.
It's not converted. Exactly.
Okay, I
Exactly.
see.
Interesting. So you don't need to do a type conversion for this. All right, where are we? All right, the next is loops and iteration. I like this.
And we finish this one in 15 minutes because I have to leave exactly in 15 minutes.
Not much, but I don't think we'll finish 15 minutes, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do.
I mean, we can start and then finish in the next class.
Yes, but there's nothing much to do here. So let's just start.
Okay.
So loops and iteration, right? It helps us to do things repeatedly, right? So, but as a lecturer, you walk into your class, right? And you can't go around to start greeting your students individually, right? From student 1 to student 50. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Like it's stressful. So you just greet once and you expect that it goes round to everybody, right? So that is basically what loop is doing. So I'll just use this. This is a range function. Have we talked about this, the range function?
It's about of data when you were talking about data type. Yeah.
Yes, I did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I explained what the range function, this range function does.
It just convert things to range, right?
Yes, it gives you a range of numbers.
Mm-hmm. With the
Right.
max being 5.
With max being 4.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So doesn't give you the last.
Okay.
Let's check.
-1.
Let's check for number in range -1 here. See, 0 to 4.
Yeah.
0 to 4.
It's indexed.
It's indexed. But if I say 1, 5, it means you should start from 1 and end in 4. Starts from 1 and end in 4. So I can give you the start value. If you check the range function, it has a start value. You see this? A start value, a stop value, then step. Right? Start, stop, step. This is the start. In my case, it's 1. Stop, my case is 5. So step, I don't give the step here. But if I give the step
of 2, then it will be 2, it will be 1, 3,
exactly.
And that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that's it. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's it, right? So that's basically the range function. So how many students would you say you have in your class on average?
Usually 7, 5.
Okay.
Just say 5. Let's just say 8.
8. Okay, let's say 8. So let's make it 9 because we are doing from 1 to 9. Right? So you have for students. Let me uncomment this out. So you just get to your class and you do a small program that can call out each student's name, right? maybe we'll come to that. So look at this now. So you're saying for students in range 1 to 9, right? Print hello student 1, hello student 2, hello student 3. So that is what happens here. Let's see. I print this out. Hello 1, hello 2, hello 3, hello 4, up to hello 8.
Yeah.
So for loop, we use what they call the for loops, right? So you're saying for students in range of students, right? Print out the student. So this student you're seeing here is like a variable. Maybe we should just use this. So this is clear. Let's use this. Look at this list now. Okay, so these are things we can loop over. We can loop over lists, strings, and dictionaries. But for now, let's just loop over this list first. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Hello, sir. Wally,
Sorry. What did you say?
are you still with me?
I'm with you.
Okay.
You said, oh.
I said we can loop over lists, strings, dictionaries, right? So I wanted to do something now with your students. Maybe if at least we do this, we can end there. Let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say you have just 6 students in your class, right? This is Jerry. This is Ule, Ada. Are you with me?
With you.
All right. So let's say you want to greet all your students individually, right? You want to greet them individually. You don't want to just give them a generic hello, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? You want to greet them individually, right?
Mhm.
So you want to tell them hello, hello Bob, hello Amanda, hello Cherry, hello Jerry, hello Kunle, hello Ada. You want to greet them individually. So you write a small Python, code that just give me an error. All right, so write a small Python code, maybe that can more like a voice rec, like a voice recognition app, right? That loops through a list of all your students. So this is a list. So the first student name is Bob, Amanda, Cherry, Jerry, Kunle, and Ada. So this is a list of all your students, right? Students list. So Bob is a student, Amanda is a student, individual, right? Then you come here and say for student, this student, right, represents each of this in this list. Each of this so this student, I just want you to notice that this student represents each of the name in this list.
Okay, so for high in list.
So basically, it's a variable, right? It's a variable. So for students in students, print hello student. So basically, you are assigning this string, this name, this person to this variable, this to this variable, this to this variable, this to this variable. This is like saying student is equals to Bob, right? I'm coming again to say you seeing this?
I'm with you.
Right, so it says student 1, student 2, student 3. See how stressful this is. Student 5, and then finally student 6. See this, right? But what list does is that it just gives all of this a generic name, like a generic value. Just they are all students, right? They're all students. Then I want to bring them all and put them in a list.
Mm.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then what I want to do is I want to now, instead of giving them individual variable, I want to assign just one variable to them, which is this student. So whenever I'm looping through this list, this student represents each of these. So this one is about student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, student 5, and student 6. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I come here now. If I run this, I'll get hello Bob, hello Amanda, hello Cherry, hello Jerry, hello Kunle, hello Adam. See? So this student is representing all this. That's clear, right?
It's clear.
All right, so we'll do this one.
Why in
Maybe we'll end for today.
this?
So let's say I want to say, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, let's say I want to check something. So for students and students, if student is equals to so let's say, right, in your class you have let's say the class, and you have a class prefect or a class monitor, right, someone that handles the students. So if student, let's say your class rep is Bob, right, or let's say Amanda is your class rep. That one is first. Or let's use Jerry. This is somewhere in the middle. Let's say Jerry. Let's say Jerry is your class rep. So if student is equals to Jerry, you want to say
Student, you are Jerry.
Yes, you are my class rep.
Okay.
I just want to show you. You can use your if statement inside this for loop. That's what I want to show you. Yeah, that's what I want to show you. So if we run this, you're going to see this. You're going to say, hello, Bob. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Cherry. Then, once it reaches Jerry, right, it first prints, you are my class rep. Because
Oh, really?
then it now goes to, hello, Jerry. So it's basically just greeting. Hello, Bob, Amanda, Cherry. Oh, you're my class rep. Hello, Jerry.
Okay.
Right? Hello, Kunle.
Okay. It will print hello forever for everybody anyway, because that's what the last code is saying.
Yes.
But in that if statement, when it gets there, it will do that first before
continuing the loop.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you have nested loop? I never see that before.
Inside this same if.
Say for example, inside that if statement now, can you do another for there? Say for example, let's say instead of if student, you can create another variable right there, and then now run a loop on that variable inside, right? Or create the variable in the global scope and then reference it in there. Is it possible?
Let's do something. Let's have another list. to end this class. So
Just the age.
age, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
I
3.
think 6, up to 6.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So if student is equals to Jerry, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Uh, let's see. Let's
For,
see.
for age in ages. Oh, yeah, it works.
Yeah.
So you can do more stuff in there. That's good.
Yes.
You can also use a nested loop for loop
Use a for loop inside the for loop
inside,
inside the for loop.
inside a for loop or inside if statement.
So that's clear, right?
Mm-hmm. So assuming I have if is equal to Jerry, print something first. Then it will print that, then it will run the for loop
Yes.
in that order.
Yes.
But then
But yes,
but then how
continue.
will you okay, so if you put print, it will start indentation will start from where the for age is starting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, I get it.
So
Yeah.
there's also a way to bypass it, right? So let's see something. So in this case now, it comes here, hello Bobby, hello Cherry, you're my class rep, hello Jerry. So let's say I want a situation where whenever I see Jerry, I don't want to I don't want to greet Jerry. I just want to say you're my class rep, and I don't want Jerry to be printed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I'm with you.
So I can just come here and say continue. So
Oh,
once you've seen this Jerry, just continue to the next person. Don't worry about him again. So let's see
okay.
what happens. See what happens. Hello Bob, hello Amanda, hello Cherry. You're
I
my
see.
class rep. Then he just skips Jerry. He doesn't even worry about him again. Just
Okay.
continues to Kunle and Ada.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Let me
So
keep this one and let me keep can you copy this one? What you have now?
okay.
Then I want you to like control Z back to where we have nested loop so that then you can paste this one later. Just control Z.
You mean
Where we have nested for, I wanted to have nested for, just control Z back to where we were doing. You will
okay?
see, yeah, I think it's going,
This one,
yeah.
that is this one.
Then
Yes.
control Z again, control Z again.
You know, I don't think we can go back again.
So you can't go
Let's see.
back anymore.
Go back again.
Okay, then leave it this one. I just wanted to like have,
This with this one.
I wanted to have it like that so I can remember. Then I wanted to have where we put for inside the
Oh,
if.
and if okay, okay. Uh
Can I just put it right there? It's fine too. Before print or after.
okay. Let me see. I have to get that again.
Yeah, I have to go now. I,
Oh,
I'm going I'm going to an exhibition. If I don't they said I have to set up by 9:30
okay.
and it take me some time to get there.
That's fine. So we are done with the major.
Yeah, I would like us to revisit this loop next class because I'm always struggling with the loop side.
Okay, it's fine. Definitely. Maybe I will try to get more exercises that we
Mm-hmm.
can work with, we can play with.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
give me exercise so that send it to me so that I can do that before next class.
okay. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Thank you
Good
so
morning.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Honestly,
Mhm.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Take care.